did I get here? Hello. Here we will review one of my poor life choices. That I could drive a car around the track in GT7 and have fun. It's a battle of wit and will between Polyphony, who has sold a gajillion copies of GT7, and an idiot who gave them $50. Let's see who wins. The second race, the European Clubman Cup 600 at Deep Forest Reverse. Driving backwards through a forest to remind me that my life choices have probably been going in the wrong direction. Hope I like tree-lined corners that punish even the slightest mistake. The rules are basically the same, but with more zeros. Suggested PP is now 600, still 5 laps, but they've crammed 20 cars onto the track for my personal bumper car experience. It still has to be a road car, because apparently my imaginary race car collection is too OP for this. First race gets a juicy 75,000 credits, which is almost enough to make me forget I have no life. No mechanical damage is still on, thank God, because with 19 other idiots on the track, my car would be crushed by lap 2. No penalties either, so I can be as creative as I want with my racing lines. Let's do this! My weapon of choice for this demolition derby is the Mercedes AMG GT S 15. Cranked to almost exactly 600 pp. I've slapped on a customized manual transmission to lower the pp while actually giving me some control. Under the hood, a racing air filter and racing muffler are squeezed in for a few extra ponies and, more importantly, to make it sound like an angry god. And to stop this 2-ton beast from becoming a missile, I've fitted carbon brakes. Want to avoid that brake fade. Now, let's go ruin some AI's day. Alright, let the chaos begin. Lap 1 is pure, unadulterated traffic management. The pack funnels down and my goal is simple. Get through it without collecting a new paint job from every other car on the grid. The first real test is the run up the hill to the hairpin. You're building speed, and just as you crest the hill, where the car goes light and all the weight shifts, you immediately have a hard left. It's a treacherous blind apex hairpin that demands respect, especially with a heavy car like the AMG. Coming out of the hairpin, it's a plunge into the tunnel. I have to stay glued to the left wall because my tuned-up AMG, for all its power, doesn't have the downforce to stick to the racing line through the tunnel's right-hand kink at full speed. Drift too far to the left on exit, and you'll kiss the wall exiting the tunnel. The track opens into the flowing midfield curves. Here I'm navigating a minefield of slower traffic, picking my moments to slip past. Then, entering the long straight, I get bottled up behind a convoy. And there he is, V. Gallo in his brown Alfa Romeo. I swing to the outside, he dives to the inside. We're side by side racing down the straight. I finally nose ahead as we enter the next corner, aided by an AI boo that cuts across his line. Everywhere I look, it's that brown Alfa Romeo in my mirrors. And there he is, V. Gallo in his brown. Through the hairpin, he's there. I swing to the outside. You have to pass Gallo early. If you don't, he'll lead you all the way to the finish line. For now, he's latched onto my rear diffuser. I finally nose ahead as we enter the next corner. Exiting the tunnel, an Aston Martin Vantage decides to join the party, crowding me in the technical midfield section. A sequence of tight corners where precision is key. Up ahead, a new challenge. A dense group of cars forming a roadblock. I line them up at the hairpin. Make a pass or two in the tunnel's darkness. Then approaching the fast midfield curves, I spot a gap. I thread the needle, slipping between a hulking Mercedes and a Lamborghini Urus. The Mercedes and I end up door to door through the next set of curves, trading minor paint in a duel that'll require an insurance exchange later. Finally, I break free, only to run into the Genesis holding P1. I follow him down the straight and up the hill once more. At the crest, that same tricky elevation tightening turn, I make it past him. On the final lap, in my mirrors, closing like a missile, is V. Gallo. It's like I owe him $5, and he wants it now. I cross the finish line, the brown Alfa, a vengeful monster in my rear view. The race wasn't just about speed. It was a strategic, traffic-riddled, bumper-to-bumper fight. The results are in. My total time, 8 minutes, 31 seconds. I beat second place by 2.5 seconds, which feels like a lifetime when you're staring at the back of a German luxury coupe. The best lap, a 1:39, was set by my nemesis V. Gallo on lap 5, which is frankly embarrassing because I should have had that. I guess he really wanted that $5. The take home, 75,000 credits for first place. And, of course, no clean race bonus, because apparently GT7 logic for awarding that bonus is famously opaque and inconsistent. There's no way it could be from my creative interpretation of where the track is. A win is a win, even a dirty one. On to the next.